welcome to another episode of Game Time, and we are here in Eunice with the state champs, the Eunice Cardinals, and head coach Greg Jackson. Thanks for joining us.
I appreciate you. Thank you.
The first and obvious question, minutes off the field, what's it feel like to win a state title?
It's really kind of indescribable. I mean, it's one of those things where you dream about it, and as for me as a coach, I've been thinking about this and really understanding what I was walking into, and it's just been everything I could ever dream of and more. And the great kids will make great coaches out of anybody.
What was the difference in this one against Texaco? You jumped out to the early lead. What was the difference maker?
I think it was just an unrelenting spirit of playing the next down. I mean, and that's something that these guys hear all the time. We miss a play, well, 2 plays later we're scoring a touchdown. You just play the next down, and that's something these guys really understand, and they've done a good job, and they've been here before, so that's a distinct advantage.
You scored the next touchdown and the next one and the next one. Before we break down specifics, let's take a look at how this one turned out.
It was a beautiful afternoon on Championship Saturday as the top-ranked defending state champs from Eunice hosted Texaco. The Cardinals got on the board first with their first drive of the day when Mason Caperton connected with his favorite target, Avante Adams. 7-0 Eunice. Texaco would tie it up a couple minutes later when senior quarterback Gabe Dickerman found Anders Nelson across the middle for the score to make it 7-all in the first. It didn't take long for Eunice to find their way back to the end zone the next time they touched the ball. Senior Tavion Mitchell went right through the hole on the line of scrimmage and just turned it on. He went 55 yards for the touchdown. Eunice on top 14-7 with still 5 minutes to play in the opening quarter. A bad snap on a Texaco punt attempt would give the Cardinals the ball on the 11-yard line. And Caperton threw his second score of the day. Hayden Dean on the receiving end. Eunice up 21-7 after a quarter. Caperton and Dean would connect for another touchdown in the second quarter. This time a catch and run. The junior would weave his way in and out of traffic right to the end zone. 28-7 Eunice at that point. Now Texaco cut it to a 2-score game on their next possession. Dickerman across the middle to Nelson for his second receiving touchdown. Wolverines made it 28-13 with 3.5 to play in the opening half. Eunice would respond. Mitchell with the rock goes around the far side, and they are not going to get him. Down the sideline, 5 offensive possessions for Eunice and 5 touchdowns. It was a 35-13 score at the break. After a third quarter Texaco touchdown to make it 35-19, Eunice took to the ground for their next score. Dean again, this time from 15 yards out, his 4th score of the game. Eunice with a 42-19 advantage heading into the 4th. The Cardinals had 5 different players find the end zone in this championship. Sophomore Micah Tippett weaved his way in and out of traffic for another Eunice touchdown. The final nail came on a 3rd down call from their own 5-yard line. Caperton dumped it off to Avante Stevens, and he just let Stevens do the rest. All the way down the sideline, a 95-yard scoring play, the 5th TD toss for Caperton on Championship Saturday as the Eunice Cardinals make it a three-peat, and they go on to win by a final score of 56-27.
Man, it's great. It's awesome. We all worked hard for this, and we lived up to this moment. So, yeah, we executed and did our thing, and here we are, we're on top.
You know, it feels better and better each time you do it. You know, winning 3, you always think that the first one will feel the best, but this one probably has felt the best out of all 3 of them.
It's game time, and we just ended the 2A state championship, and the Eunice Cardinals walked away with the blue trophy. Let's break down a little bit of the game. Yeah, there it is. You scored on your first 5 possessions. Is that kind of the way you had hoped and anticipated and drew this one up with Texaco?
I just knew that if we started early and if we jumped on them, that we'd put ourselves in a really good position. And these guys, man, execution was the name of the game, and when we execute, we can do some really special things, and that's exactly what they did today.
You had a variety of people score as well. You went through the air, on the ground, multiple guys finding the end zone. Is that the way the season's been going for you?
Absolutely. We've been led by a great quarterback who's had a great 4-year career, but he has a lot of weapons at his disposal, and sometimes it's almost an embarrassment of riches because we got a lot of kids who can take it to the house.
Mason Caperton, that quarterback you're referring to, has put up really unbelievable numbers, eye-popping numbers all throughout his career. What does he mean to this program?
He's been the leader. I mean, in my first day, the first time I came in here, never once did they ever buck anything that I was saying or anything like that. They never said, well, last year they just bought in and he bought in and they bought into our offensive system. And I said, I respect what you guys have accomplished, and I'm never going to ever diminish anything like that, but I want to take this to the next level for you guys because I believe that we can really do some special things.
One of his favorite targets is the guy right over your shoulder, Avante Stevens. What's he meant for this program as well? Just an outstanding athlete.
Yeah, and that's the thing. He is just an outstanding athlete, but he's as good an athlete as he is, he's a better young man, and I could probably say that about all these kids. They're great kids, and Avante, I spent the last 7 years watching the very best 6A players in the state play. He would be one of the very best 6A players, so to have him here in Eunice is just been a real treat for the fans to watch him for the last 4 years, and it's been obviously great for me as a play caller.
Well, Eunice claimed their third straight blue trophy. We're going to be handing out some more blue trophies next week. Let's see who advanced to the finals.
We were expecting a shootout between Cleveland and Clovis, and we got one. The two teams went score for score on Friday night. Clovis running back Justin Webskowski rushed for over 280 yards and 5 touchdowns. Cleveland's Dorian Lewis did some damage of his own with 4 scores on the game. Cleveland quarterback Jeff Davison threw for almost 350 yards. This was an exciting semifinal game with the Storm pulling away 56-43. Cleveland is in the final for the second straight year. Rio Rancho and Volcano Vista in the other 6A semifinal. The Rams jumped out to a 7-0 lead, but the Hawks flew back into this one real fast. Ivan Rodriguez with a 98-yard touchdown return on the ensuing kickoff. That tied the game at 7, but the Rams dominated on this day. They rushed for over 270 yards. Isaiah Chavez had 3 touchdowns to his name. The Rio Rancho Rams were able to do something no other Volcano Vista opponent could do this year: beat the Hawks. 48-30 the final. The Rams are back in the championship game, this time against their crosstown rival. Roswell hosted Deming in one of the Class 5A semifinals. The Wildcats got on the board first. Senior Cesar Chavez around the corner to cap off Deming's opening drive and make it 6-0 Wildcats. But Roswell reeled off 49 straight points after that. Josiah Reese with 3 first-half scores for the Coyotes. 49-12 the final. The undefeated defending state champs punched their ticket to a second straight title game. Goddard and Los Lunas were going at it in the other 5A semifinal. The host Rockets were down 14-7 until this touchdown pass to Ryan Lee tied the game at 14 apiece. The Tigers broke the tie with a Derek Chavez touchdown, and Los Lunas never looked back. Los Lunas scored 21 unanswered points to win it 35-14 and advanced to the 5A final for the second year in a row. Bloomfield scored 2 touchdowns in the final 4 minutes to rally and beat Grants 48-41, and Portales jumped out to a 19-0 halftime lead at Lovington and went on to win 26-7. So it's Portales and Bloomfield Saturday afternoon for the Class 4A championship. Hope Christian shut out Robertson 36-0 in the semis, and Socorro beat Tularosa 21-14, so the Warriors will host the Huskies Saturday afternoon for the Class 3A championship.
I think the most important key for us is to not make big mistakes, not give up the big plays, which nobody in 3A has been able to do against Hope. So it's a tough challenge. We can't give up the big plays. And then we have to make plays ourselves. We have to let them know that we're ready to play. And our kids are tough. I mean, they're physical and they're tough, and they're excited for the challenge.
The less mistakes we can make and execute our plays, and that'll be the keys to a win.
You know, I think we're a little bigger in size, but they're faster. They got some good speed on their line and good speed to the ball. Their defense is really quick, so it'll be a good matchup.
Here's a look at the other championship Saturday matchups. It's a Class 5A championship rematch. This time in Los Lunas, the Tigers host Roswell Saturday at 2.
That's been our goal since we lost in the championship last year. Our group of seniors came in. They wanted our phrase this year to be redemption, and they wanted to give themselves another opportunity at a championship. And so they've worked really hard to get us back to that game, and just really excited and get to host it. It's really fun, good for the community, so it's good.
The Class 6A final will be held at Rio Rancho High School. The Rams and Storm kick off at 1.
It's game time, and we're here with the Eunice Cardinals, a three-peat. They just won and claimed another blue trophy. And I know the excitement is still fresh in your mind, but let's look a little bit ahead. Who do you guys have coming back? Where do you go from here with this program?
That's the thing. We have a lot of kids. We played a lot of sophomores, and we have a smaller junior class as far as numbers, but we have really talented kids. And Hayden Dean has been a leader for that skills group as a junior. Looking forward to him coming back, and TJ Martinez coming back and anchoring our defense, and then a lot of lineman kids, and really the cupboard's not bare, and we got some real playmakers that we're looking forward to see what they can do when they're in those positions.
What's this season been like for you? This is your first year as a head coach, and this program picked up right where it left off.
Right. It's been a whirlwind. It went by way faster than I could have ever imagined, and I have the best support staff, and our administrative team does a great job of helping me out, and they've always been, in some cases, very forgiving, but the community support, unparalleled. And when you have those confluence of factors colliding for a first-year head coach, it's just go out there and do your job.
And lastly, before today's game, I saw a Eunice fan out there with a t-shirt that said, "History does repeat itself. It's called tradition." What kind of tradition is here at Eunice?
It's a football town. It's a winning town. And as an elementary PE teacher, I see the littlest kids in our school district, and from the time they're in kindergarten, they love being a Eunice Cardinal, and they love football, and they love to win, and everything's very competitive, even in PE class. So it's one of those things where champions are what we build here, and hopefully we can continue that.
Well, you've done it for the last 3 years. Continued success from here on out. Guys, congratulations on another state title.
Thank you.
We'll be back with more Game Time after this.
I thought I was pretty tough until I became a father.
Oh, I hate those things.
What do you mean you hate it? Real toughness is knowing when you need help.
We've all been there. Fried nerves, no sleep. None of us do it alone. If you need help, you've got to ask for it.
We need to fight for our kids' futures. It's up to all of us to make New Mexico the best place to be a kid.
Connect with resources and support at pulltogether.org.
Are you living the life of an athlete? The New Mexico Activities Association brings you Life of an Athlete, a resource for students, educators, and parents to understand the challenges students face. Athletes, did you know one night of drinking will negatively affect your athletic performance for 2 weeks? Or that athletes who drink and do drugs are twice as likely to get injured? Alcohol's effects can reduce a high school athlete's potential by as much as 20 to 30%. Are you living the life of an athlete? Log on to lifeofanathlete.com to find out today.
New Mexico Gas Company rebate programs can help you save money and use energy more efficiently. Your furnace is essential for those colder seasons. Natural gas is the best way to heat your home. A natural gas furnace offers exceptionally even heat. It also costs less than most other heating systems. Have a high-efficiency heater or boiler installed by a participating contractor and earn up to a $375 rebate. For more information on New Mexico Gas Company rebate programs, visit nmgco.com.
Welcome back to Game Time. We're here at Eunice High School, site of the 2A State Football Championship. And while fall sports are winding down, winter sports are just beginning, which includes basketball. And one boys basketball program came oh so close to lifting a blue trophy last season. This year, they have one of their biggest pieces of the puzzle back, and they hope to take one more step.
Last March, the Santa Fe boys basketball team was a couple points short of the state title.
2 or 3 buckets that just went in instead of out, and we have, state rings on our fingers. So it's definitely tough, but I do appreciate the whole journey we took there. And
driving home with that red trophy in the bus didn't feel too good. So, that sits within us, and that drives us each day. So we're very thankful we won the red trophy, don't get me wrong, but, we strive to be perfect even though we can't be, and that's just kind of our approach.
The Demons would like to exchange that second-place red trophy for a first-place blue one. Santa Fe lost to eventual champ Atrisco Heritage last season in the final, and this year the Demons will be considered one of the favorites.
Now we have a target on our back where last year it's like we weren't so much as known as we are now. So it's more like we got to work hard to keep our spot rather than get back up there.
It's a different mindset. You go from being the hunter to the hunted, and we talk about that.
The Demons return 8 players from last year's state runner-up squad, including J.B. White, a highly recruited 6'7" junior standout who missed most of last season with a knee injury.
He looks healthy and he looks strong. He's put on 12 pounds. He's looks more balanced, you know, now that he just looks like he's healed up.
During the offseason, White verbally committed to play basketball for the University of New Mexico. He chose the Lobos over schools like Marquette, San Diego State, and Utah. Making his decision early was a big relief for White.
It was like stressful because I was getting like 10 to 15 calls a day and stuff. So yeah, but yeah, now I got that out of the way. I feel like now I can just focus on getting better in school and stuff like that. So it's really good.
You can expect the Demons to run the floor this year just like they did last season.
It's just a fun style to play. It's a fun style to coach. And it's a fun style to watch as a spectator.
With White, some returning guards, and another year of experience, head coach Zach Cole and the Demons could make another appearance at the Pit.
We got to stay healthy to give ourselves a good chance, and we really like our team. We really like our personnel. The more we grow as a team and the closer we become to one another, sky's the limit for these guys, yeah.
All we want is that blue trophy. You know, coming that close, not being able to, that's basically the #1 goal for this season.
Santa Fe will open the season December 5th against Los Alamos.
That's going to do it for this episode of Game Time. Thanks for watching. Be sure to tell everyone Game Time is the most comprehensive high school sports show out there. Until next time, here's your meme of the week.